this is Skybolt, just freaking chilling in my hotel room. And, yeah, this is we're just waiting for Needle to land, and, so we can, prep and stuff for the, panel, which is tomorrow. In case you're already here, if you are here I almost said Babscon. If you're here at Everfree, panel tomorrow at, 2:15 in the Celestia room, wherever that's going to be. I think it's going to be somewhere on the first floor, like around that main ballroom, I guess. So, anyway, that's what's going on there. It has been a weird couple of days. So, I was exhausted on Monday and Tuesday and didn't sleep much that night, so that's why I'm laying down for this vlog thing, because I don't have any props or anything anyway. I could go downstairs, but I hate vlogging with, like, a weird public audience because, I don't know, it just feels kind of creepy. It feels like I'm imposing on their space, and I don't know, it just feels weird to me. So, I have the live chat up, so if you want to say hi, you can do that too. Oh my god, monies? Thank you, Neon Green. You are the bomb. The bomb diggity. We, yeah, if you want, yeah, we do have super chats, so if you want to leave super chats, we will read them or do whatever. I know we tried that once before, but I will, I'm much more of a cam whore than other people that were on that podcast, so. Anyway, so what happened was I was exhausted all this week, and, finally, I finally got rest. So I got home last night, Wednesday night, and I literally ate dinner and fell asleep. And I was just out cold at 6 p.m. And so then I slept between 6 p.m. and sort of 1:30 a.m. this morning. So it's 4 p.m. local time, but I've been up 15 hours already. So it's I don't know. I mean, I guess if you look at it in other ways, like on a Friday, if you stay up till 3 a.m., it's sort of the same kind of correction in terms of daylight hours, but it still feels weird to me. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just I'm just waiting for Needle now. So, I am pretty tired though. It was a busy, exhausting flight where everything slowed down. Hello, Courier 7. We see you in the chat. I got to the parking lot, and, everything in the lot was full until, the very back couple of rows, so I had to park way the hell out there and then get saddled into the airport itself, and I flew Alaskan, or at least I call it Alaskan, because there's Hawaiian Airlines, and then there's Alaska Airlines, which I think is really dumb. I think they should formally change it to Alaskan, because it makes more sense. I mean, it doesn't roll off the tongue. If you want to say oh yeah, fly Alaska, I guess that works. But it's when it's properly titled Alaska Airlines, you have to have that pause, and I hate that kind of pause, especially in English where you get those words like that. It's just throw an N on it. Then it will be nice and fluid like Hawaiian Airlines. Nice and tropical. But this is Arctic and coastal and, the First Nations head guy on all the tails. Which isn't quite the same as nice Hawaiian lady. By the way, is Hawaii okay? I haven't been following the volcano news really that much, but then I was scrolling through Twitter, and they're yeah, Hawaii's dying right now. What the hell? It's why? And then some, of course, YouTube internet people had to be reminded that, yes, even though Hawaii is in the Pacific Ocean, it's not in the Ring of Fire, because you can't be in the Ring of Fire if you're, in the middle. It's not the same. Hawaii is, I don't know the geological term, but it's a volcanic upcropping on the Pacific tectonic plate. The Ring of Fire necessarily is all the volcanoes around the Pacific plate. California has Lassen, and there's Mount St. Helens, and I think Mount Rainier or Delaney or whatever it's called now is a volcano too, and there's all that shit. And then, of course, all the Pacific Islands. You got Japan and Philippines, and I just realized it's probably a mirrored image, so you just have to reverse that in your head later, but you get the idea. So anyway, yeah, I hope Hawaii's okay. Don't die. Hawaii is dead. Yeah, and so yeah, I actually do have distant family on the Big Island too, so I do hope they're okay. I mean, not just because of family, but just like that is a tertiary connection I should know about, but they're like very distant family, so we talk to them like once every 5 years or something. So anyway, yeah, Fallout Hawaii coming 2020. I wish. Can you believe that? Only Bethesda, which what a fan's been demanding for 8 years is make more New Vegas. They didn't care about fucking Boston. They still don't care about Boston, by the way. What they care about is fucking more New Vegas. And what do they give us? Rage 2. Can everyone raise their hand who was a Rage fan? All five people out there that was a Rage fan? Because it wasn't a lot. I remember that game came and went like a drop in, like, you know, like someone sneezed on Kotaku, and then, you know, Kotaku editor wiped it off, and Rage was gone for the public consciousness. The only good thing about Rage, the original game, was the song that, I'm not sure if it was written for the game or if it was just used in the promo, but it was that Burning Jacob's Ladder song by, what's his name? I want to say it's like Mark something, like... It's like some regular dude name, but the song is called Burning Jacob's Ladder, and I think it came out with Rage, and that's a really good song, actually. You should check that out. That's it. That's literally the only thing noteworthy about Rage. Everything else was so forgettable, no one even knows if it's like an RTS or an FPS or whatever, a POV. You'd probably get more sales if it were a POV, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, and so now they're making a Rage 2. And you know what it looks like? It looks like Todd Howard was like, hey, I'm not sure if it's Todd actually developing it, but it's like he said, hey you guys, you remember that Nuka World DLC with all the crazy like spray painted guns and stuff? How we were like doing our Borderlands Light really quick, but it was a DLC that was fatally flawed in its inception? Because you can't ally with raiders without pissing off your entire fucking party. It's just one set of options where I can tell Curie, hey, Curie, we are going to be less screwing with the raiders, and then we kill them all at the end, okay? So quit bitching at me about like, I'm going to leave. I never finished Nuka World because of that shit. You can bring your companions, but even if you don't bring them, they hear about it back at home. They're like, you work for Raiders. Screw you, guy. And I'm like, it's just... I mean, what is it? It's like, I just want to do all the quests in the damn DLC, but it won't let me, because I can't justify it to them. And it's like... so anyway, it's like Todd Howard said, you know, he got jazzed on as like, oh, we copied the Borderlands aesthetic, you know, a little bit. Let's do that again, but with a game that no one played or liked at the beginning, and see if we can, like, I don't know, maintain the IP? That's what it feels like a little bit. Like they had to hold on to justify the copyright. Like ZeniMax is like, hey guys, just crap one of these out real quick. And again... Of course I'm biased as music guy, but it's like the only saving grace of that Rage demo trailer thing was the Andrew WK song in the trailer. That was fun, of course, because Andrew WK is fun, but everything else was just, why? Let's see what the chat is saying. Speaking of Fallout, Sky, what is your opinion on the massive mods for New Vegas, like Frontier or Brazil? I have all of Confessions and Terminal downloaded. Oh yes, you do. Yeah, I wish those bigger projects had more support. Not from like obviously the public supports them to as much as they can, but it's like you know, the actual game companies and stuff, they could make it a lot easier for them to just like do their thing, you know? I mean, it's like the Red versus Blue model. Like, Bungie could have thrown a big shit fit in 2003 and been like, you can't make a show based on our Halo Games engine, and sued Rooster Teeth, and could have put Rooster Teeth in an early grave and nothing would have ever come out of them after, like, 2005. You know, Bernie would have gone back to his telecom center and lived out his normie upper management life and screwed around with other stuff. But it's like, game companies could make so much more money by just fostering it. Like, imagine this. Imagine if they used, you know, Creativity Club, and they're like, okay, you want to make a big game. Let's say Ashes of Equestria. It's relevant, you know. You want to make this. You want to use our engine, that's fine. You know, you're building it now on our engine with, like, the modscape. You know, we release those tools to a certain extent for you to play with. You can sell it through the store, and they'll take 50% of the profit. And that would be perfect. Then it gets promotion, you know, throw on all the legal asterisks you want, you know, it's like, officially it is owned by blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, if you put in, like, hardcore porn or something, like, then, yeah, they can pull it from their money market, and you have to distribute that, you know, through less licit means online. But it's like, it's just, they could foster community so much better, and they'd probably make a lot more money and engender so much more goodwill with their fans by just doing shit like that. It's like, imagine with Brazil. Has Brazil been shit-canned? I don't even know. But imagine with Brazil, what is it, like a 8-hour story? Well, this is Fallout stuff. It's like, let's say they made a mini-map and it's like Anchorage or whatever, Operation Anchorage. You know, you sell it in the Creativity Club store for 10 Bethesda bucks. 10 Bethesda bucks. And Todd Howard reaches his little tiny hand in and takes out 5 Bethesda bucks. And, you know, the game people, they still, it is a passion project, but they still make a little bit of money. It at least, like, pays off their effort. They at least come out like sum zero, more or less. Then everyone gets to play it, everyone gets to fully experience it, and they distribute their 5 Bethesda bucks to whoever they want, you know, 50 cents to the music team, $1.50 to the animation, 50 cents to the voice acting team, all that good stuff. And Todd and Bethesda, they get their Bethesda bucks for free, basically. They're just sitting back on their asses, and let's say, you know, 10,000 people downloaded the game. That's a lot of money. That's decent, you know. That's enough for Bethesda to hire a new employee to actually make Fallout New Vegas 2, or something like that. Just another Fallout game, you know. We expect it now. A game, and then 2 years later, another game. It's been almost 3 years now. It's not acceptable. Sprite artists. Oh, you guys are having your own conversation. Yeah, so anyway, so yeah, it's just they could promote those so much better than they do. But yeah, no, Everfree looks like it's going to be fun though. It's we're in this DoubleTree hotel, which is really fancy. There's like all this, like, it looks like someone like tried to half design a Japanese like pagoda kind of architecture thing. That's just my opinion. It looks very like dressed up. So I don't know. That's kind of cool. What was I gonna say? Damn, I forget what else I was gonna say. It looks interesting. It looks fun. It's been a long time since Everfree. I got to meet L-Train in person. That was kind of cool. There's a lot of Australia bronies here, so that's interesting. So, hooray! You know, meet up with internet friends. Which is timely too, because it's about the 2nd year anniversary since Fall of an Empire, and yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, so yeah, we have the panel tomorrow. Currently, what the plan is, I think this is how it's going to work, is that Needle's going to record it on her iPad or something, the laptop, maybe, and we're just going to record it straight, and then I'll take it home, you know, Monday, Tuesday, whatever, and edit that shit, and then I can just drop in the videos that we show, like, genially, just like the original Everfree panel way the hell back in 2014 on Stable Tech. And yeah, that'll be an interesting, you know, come about. And to be honest, I mean, most of it's probably just going to get posted soon anyway. You know, the Wasteland Survival Guide episode we've written is I think it's recorded. I think she has to send me the files, but that should hopefully be out within the next like week or so, and you'll get to see the live version whenever I post the video. And another little promo thing that we prepped, and yeah, part of that promo is that Terminal Secrets 5 is so very close. We are like weeks out from Terminal Secrets 5, so that's good to hear. That's increíble, because I wrote that in October, and then James has been making his edits. I think he wrapped those in like January, and they've been doing recording, and Kelly been doing the sound design, so that's pretty close to being done, I think. And with the little promo that we're about to release, I also have a few fun wallpapers for people to download that'll should be nice computer fodder while they listen to that. And then on top of that, Confession 7 is coming along splendidly as well. That is, it is being recorded right now. The first the first 4/5 are 100% done and being recorded right now by our fabulous new main VA thingy. And then the last couple pages, I'm like doing finalizations on, sort of just cleaning up, retooling, and just making sure it's a good, impactful ending. I think, I always try to bring a little bit something new to every episode of Confessions, just switch something up a little bit, and I think people will appreciate this. I think they'll really like the payoffs that I've been building up little by little, so hopefully. I mean, you've stuck around this long, I'm sure you're interested. And we're getting close to the overall end of both series, so it's like, you don't want to leave now. We're getting close. And on top of that, we also basically have the plan and structure for Wasteland Survival Guide done. It's like there. All the bricks are in place. We're already getting like the skeleton organized for how like the structure of the actual thing is going to be. And then once we like iron that out and actually, get all of them finally written, yeah, we're going to start stitching that shit together and get all the audio files remastered and compiled. And yeah, we're hoping to have the afterword, the last episode out by Christmas. That's sort of the idea. No promises if we change up plans, but it's like that's the idea. And then we compile, and then we have both the full audio playbook, and we'll have the full book like PDF, and then hopefully some like solid print copies available for con season. So if we come back here to Everfree next year and Babs Cons next year, that'd be good. That'd be pretty sweet. Why not horse fame? Oh yeah, everyone's arguing horse fame. Everyone's horse famous in their own way. That's what counts. It's about being horse famous in here. Oh my god, Courier 7. Just roll the timeline back like 5 minutes. I just talked about Confessions. Yeah, so it's been fun. And yeah, and 8 is like planned and in the works as well. 8 had a much stronger skeleton already in place. 7 went through a lot of evolutions. That's part of what took so long, and I don't intend for it to be another year between 7's release in late July and then next year. I'm hoping to have 8 out much sooner than that, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Because they sent me on more damn classes at work, and I actually couldn't get any writing done. Well, I got some writing done, but it wasn't ideal. I actually got a lot more writing done today, just hanging out in the lobby of the damn hotel while I was waiting for this room to get cleaned up so I could actually get in the room. I got way more writing and cleaning up done there than my entire week in fucking Vegas, because it's just a bad week. It's just a bad week, Yeah, so, don't end Confessions, please. But how, damn it, I was gonna quote the Dead Money quote, and then I forgot it. Skybolt isn't a blue Pegasus. Yeah, yes, I am a Pegasus inside. This is a suit. This is a very medium quality, bought from Target suit of a human Sona. And also, Skybolt's a unicorn, not a Pegasus. The wings are just a meme. It's just because when I was, what had happened. Now clearing up what happened way back when we first became a brony was mid 2011, right? That was the big like first exodus, the second wave of the Gen 4 bronies. I was just finishing up Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Brotherhood had finished, and I believe the dub had finally released. And so I had just got done watching all of Season 5 with, speaking of anime waifus, oof, General Olivier Armstrong. She can crack her whip on me anytime she wants. That's... She's got the strong North Wall, if you know what I mean. And the yeah, so I love the ending of Brotherhood, and then of course finally Edward and Winry like get over themselves and get together too. And so I was like, I automail in mind, and that's how Skybolt's thing became a thing. And I mentioned before how I was unironically thinking about going into biomedical engineering at the time, which would have included things like prosthetics, because I was working at a VA hospital and there was tons of prosthetic, innovation going on around. So, yeah. So Skybolt's a unicorn, just a normie unicorn. Like, he's not overpowered, magics, whatever. We're not even talking like Starlight Glimmer, okay? It's like, I don't know, Sunset Shimmy Wimmy, whatever. Fuck it. What is this? Try to knock down I Love Kim Possible a lot. A few pegs. Okay, good. Base. Yeah, it's the, I'm not going to get into the I Love Kim Possible drama. The actual in-person experiences I've had with her, she's never said or done anything directly bad to me. And that's a way better than quite a few people in the fandom, actually. I've gotten, like, especially when I started out, this is one thing I noticed right away, is look at who shits on the little guy. So this is like, early spring 2013. I had like a handful of parody songs out. That was the thing I was trying to get into, just trying to have my little horse fandom thingy. And some of the much bigger horse musicians that are still around, and voice actors, they're still around, show up in the comments section and just like polygon up the comments. They step down and they're like, oh, look, what is this pleb shit that the Nerdwells are doing today? Just like, just not even criticism. It's just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just little shitty comments. And, yeah, there's one guy and one girl in particular, and that girl wasn't I Heart Kim Possible a lot. Now, it could be argued that she's way too important to know me. Probably. It probably is. She probably doesn't know me. She did introduce me at BabsCon 2015 when I did the one song thing. You can still hear it in the live version on the Conventions and Classics album. It's her little opening for me. And I'll be honest, I mean, she was nice. She didn't say anything shitty about me before or after. I actually had to fight with one of the sound guys to be like, this was talked about. I'm supposed to do this song, and had to sort of like force the point. Use the royal Skybolt Canterlot voice that's so infamous from Reddit now, and to make sure I could sing my one silly little song, and God. So, I don't know. I personally have no problems with her. She's not done anything to me. I heart Kim Possible a lot. Although at BabsCon 18, we did attend her panel, and it was just a funny experience. It was just funny, the Kim Possible sub-fandom. And then what happened once was me and one of the other guys that was in our group. I won't name him in case he doesn't want to be named. But me and one of the other guys in our group, we were just watching this thing, and her panel was set up in a really fun, I think, a fun way where it's like half the questions were about her, like, who appeared in, this video with me and whatever, like the first time she met Delancey or whatever. And then half of the questions were about Kim Possible, the Disney show. And I'm like, I actually somewhat know this. So me and the other dude, we were like, tossing out answers is sort of like a group crowd thing. And then there was one guy. He was like the savant. He knew everything about Kim Possible, the show. Like, everything. And so, it's like whenever no one else knew what the hell the answer was, like, oh, what was the name of this episode? He'd pull it just out of magic, thin air, and be like, that was, Middleton High Presents, or whatever it was. And it's like, and we were on the savant side, so eventually our side of the crowd became like a cheering section for this one guy. We were all just facing him and going like, go, go, go! So I'll tell you the truth. One of the funnest times I had that night was going to the Kim Possible panel. Oh man! So I know, I know. Of course, she had some controversies about people and stuff, and I'm not going to deny anyone else's experiences. I'm just talking for me. On my interactions with her, that's been it. So anyway, stream is glitching out. The Wi-Fi is horrible. Yeah, mine actually not. Oh shit, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Oh damn it, I'm on my cell. So there goes all my minutes. No, I have pretty decent data, but that's what's going on there. I'll cut the stream off soon, and that should be better, hopefully. Listen to all of them 3 times. Confessions. All right, yeah. My recommendation, of course, listen as much as you want. I appreciate that, of course. But I would say listen to it, of course, when it comes out, and then listen again right before the next one. Especially if you follow us on, like, Facebook, I start, like, when it's definitely about to come out, I start signaling it on Facebook and stuff, and we start dropping memes and stuff, and that's when you want to listen to the most recent episode. So that way, it's like, you get it fresh, and then you get it the second time right before, the build-up, and so it's like you get the second look and see everything again through, like, experienced eyes, because I really try to write it so that when you listen the second time, you pick up on a lot of little things. It's like the Duchess Horror is the prime example of that, where you go back and listen through and you're like, what was this whole scene of she's like walking around in the bedroom and like there's a candle but she didn't light it, like what the hell was that? And then after the end you're like, oh, that was Harpsichord Spirit just kind of playing around. It was literally Harpsichord's room. So anyway, it's that kind of shit. That would be my recommendation, like minimum listening, because it's just, it helps. Of course, there's a gap of time between releases, so then you're primed with the most recent episode for the next one. And then if there's something else, like, relevant, like, for instance, for The Ice Mare, I actually told people, go back and listen to The Engineer rather than The Ranger, because The Engineer way more directly involved, like, East Corp, the company, and, like, the whole airship stuff, and the blue, stealth bombers, and Zifweezy, and all that good stuff. So, I'll say all that. And I will say that with this one, too, when we get close. So, that's just my FYI. We love all our fans. Ice Mare, Engineer, and Duchess. Yeah, the ladies. It's hard not to like them. All the ladies have done fabulous job, I gotta say. And, yeah, that's one reason I've tried bringing I Am Shadow back quite a bit too, is because she I regret how short her episode is now in retrospect, and B, she's the most dependable pony. I mean, as long as I've known I Am Shadow, she has just always been dependable. And I don't know if she ever listens to these, but it's like I've told her and other people, like her projects too, the few that, she needs my involvement in, and I'm like, whatever you need, I will drop everything else at a hat and do whatever you need me to do for you, because she has always come through for songs, for confession stuff, for so many things. As Shadow, babe, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. No, she's actually really, I consider, as far as internet friends go, she's a very good internet friend, and I got to hang out with her the one time at BronyCon when I lived on the East Coast, and she lives on the East Coast, so that was a good time. Always love I Am Shadow. Yeah, so that's one reason why, and it's also great too. The Raider voice is so great. You know, she's perfect doing that. And it's nice hearing, like, her Raider perspective when we have Raidery things come out. Like when you had the, what the hell were they called again? The Great Arrows or whatever from the Ranger. It's like, then she could give all her little Raider digs in on them. That was fun. Ooh, biking in fog. That sounds good. When we were landing in Seattle, classic Seattle. It's like you're above the cloud layer. Above the cloud layer, and then it's like you drop one layer, like the, you know, stratonimbus, and then you drop through the second layer, and then the third layer. It's like, you know, it's like a pancake stack of Seattle, and at the bottom is just the permanent Seattle weather. It was great. Is it possible to summon Needle? That's the whole name of this cast, is the Wait cast, is we're waiting for Needle to show up. Oh, that's my hand. Sorry. We're waiting for Needle to show up. That is the whole point of this cast, is I'm killing time. I already killed like 6 hours. Well, I didn't kill it. I productively was polishing Confession 7 episode writing. And, yeah, it is so close. It is so fabulous. And, yeah, so really going to try to get that done at the end of July is the ideal. It will definitely be out by the end of August no matter what. It'll, you know, hit one of those Ice Mare or Engineer anniversaries at the very, very least, which I hope it doesn't come to that, but it's like, yeah, we're trying. Here's the thing, and this is what I always tell people too. Not like the meme per se, but it's sort of the CD Projekt Red concept of want to make sure it's finished before it's released. You know, I'm not gonna set an arbitrary date and then rush it if it's not ready. And it's worth it every time. This is episode 7. It's worth it. I can't believe it is 4 years since we started Confessions. Oh my god. It's basically 2 books. I remember in college, I began, like, getting good enough at writing from a college writing class, honestly. It's the only college GE that was actually worth it, in my opinion. Maybe not that's true, but, like, it was probably one of the most effective on my life. I started writing in there from the daily, like, writing sessions we had, and, I just thought to myself, this is fun. I want to do more of this. I mean, I'm not going to try to do anything serious. I just want to have fun and write. And in those days, I considered, like, you know, the formalized concept of a novel is 100,000 words. And so it's like, once you get through 100,000 words, it's like you've written a book, whether or not it's formally a book. So if you tally up Confessions and Terminal Secrets, and then the odd stuff like Shadows from the you know, Twin Terrors thing, it's like 2 books now. It's like 200,000 words. So I'm proud of that for me. That mattered for me, as I'm, you know, spending most of my countless hours doing engineer shit, which is fun, but it's also shitty sometimes. And it's like just having those times to do something like I guess writing creative, literary. Having those literary moments is special. And really, like, all those things are different. They interact with you in different ways. Like, when I'm doing some kind of art thing, like drawing one of the arts for Wasteland Survival Guide, I get a little pleasure response in my brain for doing visual art. Or if I'm doing a song, that's a whole different thing. Recording the song with my voice rather than writing lyrics rather than writing confessions or whatever. It's all different reward centers of the brain, and it's nice to play those reward centers like a pipe organ. So, I've said that from the beginning of doing my silly little channel, is I do this for fun and to have creative expression, and I hope the ultimate result of my channel is that a lot of other people have fun and get creative expression ideas for it. That's all I care about, is that I'm having fun, you're having fun, and we all become more motivated to be creative. Be creative. Green can be a creative color if you work at it. I don't have a face of book. That's a good idea, actually. Facebook is evil. I'm on, like, my 4th burner account. Can't zuck me completely. Then again, he probably could, because Twitter's been trying to also. What is it called in Twitter? Would it be Jacked? Is that too easy? Jack Dorsey? Fuck you, Jack Dorsey. Fucking bitch. No, it's, Twitter's fun. I think the only reason my Skybolt account is still up is because it's so old. Cause I think I'm IP banned on Twitter otherwise, so, yeah. Yeah, so that's fun. Yeah, don't make a Facebook. If you already have a Facebook, follow us there, because I do shit post on there. But otherwise, Facebook is cancer. I feel depressed after listening to The Ranger. Yeah, that'll happen. I also feel depressed. I feel like that's something that might get addressed in the future, but you know, I hate to leave unhappy endings. At the very least, I like to leave. Well, no, I don't like to leave nebulous endings either. So it's like, you just gotta wait and see what happens. Duchess Rose Petals should be the next princess. She's already a princess. I mean, she already kind of is. She's like the second regent in line for, not Maricello. I mean, kind of Maricello, I guess, but like, not Manhattan either. What's the pun name I came up with? Manticore. God damn it. The Manchester, that was it. Okay. She's already like the second regent in line at Manchester. She's functionally like Prince Harry after Prince the one that's about to have the third baby. When they become king and queen, it's like Prince Harry. They're the next in line of ascension, because I didn't even lay out there whether or not what the fuck did I name the other guy? It's like First Regent Riverwater, something like that. It's like her cousin, you know. And so it's like, I didn't state whether or not he had kids. You know, he could die and she could be princess of Manchester. There you go. She's our princess. Hugs I Am Shadow. I know, I Am Shadow is the best. Everyone hug her. Consensually. Ask her first, and she says yes, you can hug her. Oh yeah, since the newest episode is a Merc Hitman type character, it's gonna sound more New Yorker. You know, that was my original intention, but it might not be true. We'll see what happens. On-screen writing session. You want to see me like scream curse words at a screen? You're already seeing that. That's how that works. No, I'm actually my writing process is very I don't know. That's the thing I've tried to stay most true to. Because, of course, Confessions is all over the place in terms of length, but I've always tried to take the same technical approach to writing in terms of, like, I guess organizing the train of thought would be my way to describe it. Where it's like, if, you know, somewhere deep in my medulla oblongata, I don't even know which part that is, it's saying, like, there needs to be more detail here. You know, you need to add a paragraph of description here. I do it. And it's like every time I have that trigger, I follow it. And it's like I'm trying to keep true to that, I don't know. I guess it's inner voice or whatever, the writer's voice, metaphorically speaking. Because I feel like, you know, that's what people are appreciating for the most part. I mean, obviously, it's sort of one story, but it's also like a lot of littler stories that are fitting into it. And so I'm trying to make sure that it's that same writer's voice so that people are coming back and they know what they're getting into. And, of course, I've talked about in the past how Terminal Secrets is a different approach because it's a different show. So I try to keep a very similar voice in writing Dose and Hunger and Awake. And I think that paid off. I think people are gonna like Awake. I'm pretty happy with Awake. If you consider it like my, you know, my trilogy within Terminal Secrets. I think Awake is fun. I want to point out just tiny bit is I did get to write that little section about Callie and Thistle and Milliamp in Tindman, episode 4. James did come to me and, like, basically, like, get a little outline script deal from me, and then he expanded on it. But it's like, you know, I helped. I wouldn't even recommend writing serious if you don't want to. If you want to write, like, what's the most ridiculous thing? Well, let me tell you this. Rick and Morty started out as a frickin', some guy's half-ass cartoon parody of Back to the Future, and it became its own, giant show. 70 episodes, Rick and Morty, 100 years, forever. God, I hope it's okay. Without being, like, unfairly harsh, I'd say that season 3 was, like 3 or 4 good episodes. I'd say that the first episode was fun, just because, I don't know, it was fun. It was an interesting way of breaking him out, and the whole money system thing was very funny. The Mad Max episode was good, and and then the Bushman Adventures was good. But season 3 kind of jumped the shark with Pickle Rick, to be honest. After Pickle Rick episode, it really, didn't really recover, in my eyes. So I'm hoping season 4 is a resetting back to season 2 tier writing rather than season 3 writing continued. And so then we exist in The Simpsons Quantum, where it's after the Armin Tanzarian episode, it never really recovered from that. Then again, so I'm hoping essentially for a South Park model where they do some kind of reorg again and change gears again, and bring something either new or they recapture something old with what they did. Because South Park, not even the South Park continuity attempt that they started in season, is it 18, I think? It started with PC Principal, woo woo, I think that was 18. Not even with the continuity thing, but in my opinion, South Park made its resurgence around the time of the Mysterion arc, when they were they had more and more bigger arcs, I think, and more extrapolations of past characters. They explained the origin of a Mr. Wong Shidiwok, that was crazy. That was just funny. And the whole Mysterion arc, giving depth to Kenny's character was interesting. And I just I don't know. Of course, then, we're not going to talk about season 20 because that's when they made tremendous mistakes. But for a good 4 or 5 seasons, South Park had a resurgence, and I am hoping Rick and Morty can do that too, because I did unironically enjoy Rick and Morty. I've got both the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray, and I thought they were fun. I wasn't applying some crazy 240 IQ. You have to be super smart to understand Rick and Morty, but for me, it was just someone made a new Futurama-esque show, and this is enjoyable. And yeah, so. Is this actually live? This is actually live. Hello, Natasha. You're the first normal-looking person I've seen in our chat room. No, it's, random question. Have you ever heard of the movie The Road? I know of The Road. I understand the Cormac McCarthy book and all that, and it's, realism. I never actually saw the movie. I probably wouldn't put in the time to read the book. I do need to see the movie at some point. And then, if I really like the movie, maybe I'll read the book. That's usually what I recommend to people anyway. If you're trying to get into a new property, read it in order of, experience the property in order of complexity. So, if it exists as a movie and a book, it started as a book. So let's say, watch the movie first, and then go back to the book, or, I would almost take the opposite approach, though, with things like a play. If you're seeing a play let's take Wicked, because Wicked's getting turned into a movie. See the play first, Wicked, and then see the movie. I mean, I guess you could organize it in terms of, well, no, because that would be organizing it in terms of, the order of release, whereas my normal argument is see it in the reverse. See the movie first, and then the original book. Because, of course, the book necessarily is going to have way more complexity. So that's Skybolt's tips for media consumption. So I'm not normal. None of us are normal. None of us horse fuckers are normal. No, it's, speaking of horse fuckers, I have a really fun song parody idea I might do soon, so keep an eye on my Skybolt channel for that, because if I can figure out a way to make it work in terms of the writing, it's gonna be funny. Anyway, implying normal exists? Yes. There's no such thing as fucking normal. gosh, who would you even name as like the most normal thing? Because whenever I come up with some example in my head of, oh yeah, this is the normal person, I immediately think of like the thing that makes them not normal. Like, what's a politician that we can make fun of? Ted Cruz. It's like, you know, normie person like 10 years ago, like, oh yeah, that's like some Texas guy, right? It's like, yeah. And then he's like, you know, Mr. Floor of the Senate, like, you know, endless talking into a government shutdown. And it's like, okay, that's not normal. This is the wackadoo. And then, and then the election happens, and it's like, oh wait, this is the Zodiac killer. And then not only that, but it's like he's also like the son of the guy who killed Kennedy or some other shit, and then it's like, and then he's Mr. MILF porn on Twitter, and it's like, God, there's no such thing as normal. And usually when you find a normal person, finding out their non-normal aberration is loads of fun. Oh God, what would if I were to do a Bernie Sanders song? Now we're getting controversial. What would I do for a Bernie Sanders song? God, I don't know. It's, Bernie's too hard to meme, because he is the chosen one. Bernie will live to age 120, and he'll be a president for 40 years. That's just for Needle. That's gonna happen. Going back to, like, what we say, what is normal... what is the weirdest horse-related object you have? I mean, it's mostly like con stuff, you know, like the 40E plushies, the posters and stuff. I mean, if I were thinking like unironic, like a horse thing, like, I mean, I have horseshoes from like 4-H growing up. Those are pretty normal though. Oh God. Here's a little backstory. I did a little bit of riding in 4-H as a kid. I was 4-H rather than like Boy Scouts or Person Scouts or whatever. But I got bucked off a horse when I was 8, and it slightly traumatized me. I actually haven't been on a horse since then. And so if you want that little backstory, someday will be the you know. Will be the redemption arc story where Skybolt rides a horse again, you know, besides the pony stuff. Skybolt normally rides a normal horse again, and yeah, it's just it wasn't like bad. I didn't like break anything, but it was like we were like in the field, you know, following the normal horse trail, and it kind of like got spooked at something, and I just like sort of landed backwards on a mound, and it was just, you know, it's one of those memories where you're like a kid, and it's just like, it's like not traumatic, but it like sticks with you, and I just like, I always have that stick with me. Oh, what about Theresa May? Oh, that's fucking easy. You know what song I'd do for her? Maybe we'll Brexit too, once you are all long and dead. Because Brexit's never going to happen. Congratulations. That's like the unironic thing. Like, maybe all the Labour voters should vote Theresa May because she's the biggest impediment to Brexit that they could ever wish for. You know, Jeremy Corbyn, he can just sit on his ass and be like, I'll just collect donations from our, you know, our youth. And she can, you know, keep the Euro train rolling. I know, every time I see a picture of frickin' Chancellor Merkel, she's always Merkel. Yeah, I almost said Markle, like the, you know, the princess, whatever. American Princess Markle. With Merkel, she has a big ass smile on her face, so she doesn't care. Looks like Germany won anyway. You want to fish in your own waters? I don't think so. Germany says no. It's like, I don't know. It's just sad. I don't know. It's just sad. We could always meme Trump. Trump is a meme. It's too easy to meme. It's like, you know what? We do green tambourine, but make it orange. The orange tambourine always clanging and making no actual music. There you go. There's your social commentary. Or actually, for Trump, if I did a Trump song, it would be, well, damn it, what is the song called now? It's the, Not REM. That's too easy. It's the Damn it! I was just thinking of the College Humor parody about it too. The Flame Wars song. Anyway, it's one of those like end of the world, everything's burning down songs because that's very appropriate. I mean, even now the North Korea gambit is like went all in, and now like someone called the bluff, and so now it's like it's all about to fall apart again. So fuck it. Looks like we're gonna have to get in a nuclear war after all. God damn it. I just hope if they do nuclear war, kill me first. We didn't start the fire. That's what I would have done. Yes. If I ever did a Trump song, it'd be "We didn't start the fire," and it'd be like the first paragraph would be like it'd be like for a year. Like the first paragraph would be like 2014, and then 2015, and then 16, and then 17. Everything's on fire. There you go. Everyone would appreciate it. And yeah. It's just like I said with BabsCon last year. It's like I'm not in the big cities anymore. I'm out of the North Korean sub-target range, so they can bomb San Francisco all they want because I'm the fuck out of there in someplace no one knows about. It'd be like, oh yeah, blow up Sacramento, and they shoot it at San Diego because no one knows what Sacramento is. It's like a non-entity. So. Also, Sacramento is protected by a lot of heavy defenses, so that's good. San Francisco isn't, so yeah, bomb the shit out of San Francisco. What were we talking about? This is horrible. Don't watch this video. Don't tell anyone this video was ever made. Yeah, we didn't start the fire. That's a classic, man. I remember the College Humor version of that. That was really good. We didn't start the flame war. That had a good time with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to do more like classical Skybolt parodies too. Like I did the 420 song, like out of fucking nowhere. And of course, putting Weed Horse in a song, that was what finally got DWK Senpai to notice me. That's what it took. I'm still trying to get frickin' James Vermont to drag him on a podcast with us, because that would be awesome, but hasn't happened yet. Someday, I would love to talk to Weed Horse Senpai. We didn't... Oh my god. Yeah, just ignore horse politics. You know, let's talk about something serious for a moment, is horseplay. That was actually a really touching episode in a way, because it was like humanizing for Celestia, and it also added this like really weird dynamic of like, now we have like a time code on her. Like, okay, she's been raising the sun, one versary of 1,111 years, and it's like, okay. And they also introduced the lore that like she started off as a normal horse. What? So I like that's something totally new that they're just like dropping in canon. And it's like everyone's fanfics are wrong now, which is lucky that I never ended up making that third L Train, the third opera, where it would have been yet another prequel. Well, that was an idea anyway. I would have pitched to him, but it's like now that's kind of effed up. So I don't know. I mean, we could retool that idea, but I think he's done with those things. So. Yeah, so that's interesting. So it's like, was Luna really her sister also? And like, the cosmic forces of the universe are just decided like, hey, we're gonna let you, it's like Rey now. It's like Rey in the last of the Jedi, where it's like, we're just gonna give you all the powers, and so you can raise the sun, and then your little sister, we'll let her raise the moon, give her something to do. And then she'll resent you for it. That was like, yeah, what was that? Like, now we have this, like, whole new segment of canon that we need to, like, figure out. So, that was fun. But I was just thinking of, like, it was a little funny how they made her, like, a bad actress, when it's like, she's done, like, sly things in the past. I know, like, getting into the idea of acting, like, throws people off, but it was a little comically bad. Like, her little bit at the end of the episode with Fluttershy, that was much more like Celestia baseline than the necessity of the comedy of the episode. But then, of course, then when you had the big moment of, like, Twilight snapping and then, you know, saying she's the worst actor in the universe or whatever, and it's like the slow turn and the sadness, and it's like, oh, that's so sad. And she has to fly after her. That was... I loved that shit. That was so, like, humanizing. Creature-nating. That was a very creature-nating moment. Yeah, so... I don't know, it's been weird, my shift over the years, too. Maybe it's because of writing horse operas and whatnot, but it's like, I started liking Celestia more than Luna. Can you believe that? It's kind of fucked up, but I do now. It's, I don't know, like little things that they've added to her character. Maybe because Luna's always had the more complex, like, character stories behind her with, you know, obviously the whole origin story, and then the Luna, you know, comes back for Halloween and Nightmare Night thing. She's always had the more depth built in, but it's like now Celestia is getting a little bit more too, and it's like, oh, Celestia. And I've always tried to get that across in my stuff too. It's like she wasn't like, you know, we're ironed in with the necessity of the original, like, the Friendship is Magic 2 episodes plotline of the Nightmare Horse. But it's like, you know, Celestia is not, like, evil. She wasn't, like, purposefully, like, you know, effing with her sister to make her, like, feel sad and lonely and whatnot. It was just, like, she kind of, like, got swollen in the limelight. Or what specifically I tried to get across in The Fall of an Empire is she was basically, like, so focused on her duty of, like, she has to protect the entire kingdom and she has all these ponies and, you know, the source of the sun for the world. And I was like, you know, you get kind of swept up in... It's almost like... It's like the story of a parent getting too involved at work, and then, like, they, like, months later, they realize their kid feels very, like, neglected and abandoned. That's that kind of thing. That's what I tried to get across. Anyway, oh, and also, yeah, and also the little bit, too, when she raises the sun, like, unironically in the performance, and then Luna's face gets all, like, that was great. That was hilarious. Everyone enjoyed that. I also feel sorry for Celestia in that episode. Yeah, they have been making Luna a little bit too Edgerton. What's funny too now is they're doing similar, like, little tiny bricks of, like, canon story with Starlight Glimmer too, where it's like now they've got they're like, you know, you've met her dad, and she's got, like, she had this, like, really edgy, like, emo phase in her youth, which makes sense considering her backstory, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm seeing nothing but shipping of not her and Sunburst, but their parents, which I find enjoyable, and I would love to see that work out, because it's like, what the fuck is wrong with Sunburst? What kind of, like, Volcel trash is this, where it's like, you've got this, like, she is thirsting after him so fucking hard, and he doesn't see it. It just makes me want to strangle him. It's like, you're ignoring this? You ignored this for, like, your entire, like, childhood? Like, fuck is wrong with you? You know, go for it, brah. But no, he's an idiot. So now he doesn't deserve her. So now Glimmy and Trixie, they go together, because they actually deserve each other. You know, I think Trixie would be nothing without Glimmy, so there you go. Still waiting for a good MLP King. Yeah, what do we have, like the Storm King? That's, no, we're not doing that anymore. No, not the ships. I know, gotta blow the ships out of the sky. Yeah, so this has gone all over the place. I don't know what else to talk about. Do you guys have any questions, all two viewers? Do you want to ask anything? Otherwise, I'll probably figure out the Wi-Fi for this place and get that signed in, so I don't burn any more of my data going forward. Where the hell did I had, oh, there we go. Wi-Fi password. Okay. All the ships. The only good ship is in Ships in Air. The only good ships are the East Corp built airship war balloon thingies. Those are the best. Those are the only good ships. Yeah. Everyone deserves love or death. One of the two. One of the two will come to you first. Yeah, I do like too. Besides all my my hippogriff posting that I did at the season 8 intro with Silver. Fuck, I almost said Silver Quill. Silver Stream. She's so adorable. Pink hippo Beifu. I like now that we're like getting more solid interaction of all the kingdoms. It's world building. We're like, okay, so now Ember is like having to be like Miss Dragon Princess, like for real, and like do shit. And it's like, okay, little tiny smolder dragon girl, you go over here now. You got to be part of the super best friends club because it's very medieval-esque, where it's like, okay, we're marrying you off to a foreign king, so to speak. You know, we're interacting you with the other kingdoms to make nice. You're like a diplomatic bargaining chip. And it's like, what the hell is this? Are we getting into like, you know, are you getting into fucking like Habsburgian like dynasties now? That's always fun. Any new games you're looking forward to? Kind of, asterisk. I'm looking forward to, what is it called? We Happy Few, the British BioShock game where they're all on drugs. It's like, you know, Brave New World. Mainly because I just want to know the story. I just want to watch, you know, PewDiePie or some Let's Player go through that shit and break down the story in, like, unfathomed detail. You know, maybe one of the other guys, like, a game theory, or one of those people, and just, like, I want to know fucking story now, because from what I've gleaned from, like, their wiki and stuff, the whole setup is that, World War II took place at an earlier time in history, where it's like, you know, Hitler didn't wait for after the Berlin Games. It's like he Zerg rushed Europe early, and that Britain, like, got caught off guard. And so they did conquer Europe, and theoretically, like, the Reich is still going on or something. And they're doing all that stuff, and they're like, you know, frickin' Vichy Britain, I guess. And so those people... there's, like, a lot of theories of, like, they had to eat their children or something because there's no kids in town, so that could be what the really bad thing is. And so to forget that they're all, like, you know, mass child-murdering cannibals or something, that they take the joy. I don't know, there's a whole lot of theories, and I'm curious. It fascinates me. I love the alternate history stuff. That's why I love things like the Man in the High Castle, you know. I wonder if that's ever coming back. Did that get canceled? I hope that didn't get canceled. Because the show was actually good. The book was shit. The book was like 20 pages of extremely interesting setup and then no payoff. And I was like, fuck you. And it's like, Man in the High Castle at least had a decent, like, it's interesting. Anyway, you know, all alternate history stuff. The only good ships are in the U.S. Navy. America! Buck yeah! Yeah, there you go. That's right. Navy fam. Well, it's just like, I don't know. That's the one, like, thing, I mean, yes, it's expensive, but that is one thing America does well these days is we're the world Navy. Where it's like, you know, China came out with their aircraft carrier and, bruh, it's not even, like, nuclear powered, and they still have the fucking ski ramp on it, like... Even American ships haven't had ski ramps for a long-ass time. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they ever did, because I remember the platform they stuck on the USS Texas when they made the first aircraft carrier, that was just a flat deck too. Because they were a little like prop, like, you know, sop with camels and stuff. But it's like, I don't know if American ships ever even had the skis. I thought that was always like a very, like, you know, second world, like Soviet type thing with the Admiral Khrushchev class, all that shit. Yeah, so we're good at Navy stuff. We took all the English Navy goodness for our own and keep that shit together. Of course, there's a lot of asterisks to that too, because a lot of naval technology advancements came from the Germans when they captured U-boats and shit. and a lot of early, like, ironclad technology obviously was Britain too. Like, actually the Confederacy, when that was, that was a thing for like 4 years. They were like a semi-functioning separate country. It was very close to having Britain and France get involved on their side, which they would have, because Britain was still sore over the separation, and France was, like, I think looking for friends. That was like post-Napoleon, and I don't know if Napoleon III is in play yet. That might have been during the revival of the French monarchy for that short time with, what was it, Louis XVI? I'm not the most read on European politics from the 1800s, but I'm working on it. Anyway, so they would have come in defense of the Confederacy just for, destabilizing the U.S. power and the whole Monroe Doctrine holding down the Western Hemisphere. And then, interestingly enough, if that had happened, if it was like a World War Zero or whatever, there was a good chance that both Russia and Prussia, Germany, would have come on the Union side. So it's very, I don't know. Again, alternate history. It's always fun to imagine. Skybolt, are you still part of the Church of Silverstream? I am the Church of Silverstream. Yeah, they just haven't put her in enough episodes yet. I haven't seen the one where I guess it's all the kids and then Applejack and AJ, which is like, maybe that's why I haven't watched it yet, because Ashley Ball, and she's like the Allen Guinness of the fandom now, and it's like, I don't know. I want to see it for more Silverstream stuff, but I just haven't done it yet. Tell Dr. Wolf, Silverquill, and Josh Scroach that they're horrible gaslighting shit. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I don't know what the story is behind that, but that looks extra spicy. Alright, goodbye, Samuel Pierce. Thank you for joining us. Napoleon happened after the Civil War. Napoleon III did. The original Napoleon was, like, right after the French Revolution. That was, like, what, 1805 through 1815? I want to say that was the scope of things, because we actually exploited Napoleon I quite a bit, because we got him to sell the U.S. The Louisiana Purchase, which is like a third of the continental landmass, up from pretty much the entire Mississippi River Valley, going all the way up to fucking Montana. It was pretty cheap too, so that was pretty great. But Napoleon III, that was right before the Franco-Prussian War, I think. So that would have been like 1870s, I think. I don't know. I'm still learning a lot of this. I'm working on it, And they're all very deep histories, and anyway. The man on the moon is a human with magic and power of flight. Yes. Yeah, I know. There was that other Napoleon, that third guy, that no one. I mean, he was like the remake that no one actually went and saw. Well, mainly because they lost that war, right? It was the Franco-Prussian War, and France ended up losing because of Bismarck Realpolitik uniting the German papal states that were all blown to shit by Napoleon I. And so it's like then they united under the German Empire in 1871, and you had the OG Reich and all that good stuff. And that shit was cool. That was the black, white, and red flag, which I still think looks the best. Personally, I don't like the black, red, and yellow. I know it's like the original German Republican flag from the 1848 revolutions, but I don't know. The yellow looks weird in the color scheme. It just it looks out of place to me. It clashes a little bit. Every time I see the German flag, I think it's it looks like a Caribbean flag. I don't know. It looks like odd coloring to me. I don't know. In my opinion, that's all I'm saying. Nothing to do with politics. Literally just the aesthetic of the flag. The best flag is the black bar, white bar, red bar, and I think it was a naval jack where it had then the Iron Cross in the middle. And you see that around still on the internet sometimes, but it just looks cool. That's all I care about, is it looks neat. So, but at least it's better than, the Democratic Republic of East Germany flag. That was a whole nother thing. That's right, the Iron Chancellor, man. Bismarck, I mean, hell, he's the George Washington of Germany, at least in the modern sense. So, anyway, So ponies. So ponies. Yeah, that's thank you for starting out this chat with $2. It just it justified me having this discussion with all y'all. Yeah, and I guess that's about it. So yeah, I guess I won't say tune in tomorrow because we are not airing it. You know, it's not going to be streamed because streaming is shit. At least BabsCon sort of killed it for us. So we're going to record it, and I will hopefully chop it all together and get it uploaded on the channel like Monday. Because I have Monday off, and I think I land at like midnight. I leave at a ridiculously late hour for some goddamn reason. I screwed up the timing on all these flights. So I should land and then sleep in, and hopefully Monday, like by the end of the day, my time, I should have it up. So, yeah. Okay. But yeah, we love you guys, and we will inform you on all the good stuff to come. And regardless if you see the panel or not, the most important thing is that Terminal Secrets 5 is like weeks away, like really close, like really super close, and then that should tide you over for, you know, a month and a half until Confession 7. So, alrighty, we will talk to you guys later.